I had recently gotten into some trouble at school. Me and a few of my closest pals decided to give a classmate a Texas chili bowl. After a phone call from the principal, my parents were furious. They decided after a long conversation together that it would be best if I spent summer vacation on my grandparents' farm learning responsibility. But really, it was just a cheap cover-up of punishment. Anyways, about a week into my stay, my grandparents informed me that my grandmother had a work party, and they wouldn't be home until the morning. They asked if I could tend to the chickens, cows, and numerous barn animals they had, and I eagerly accepted. Not because I'm a good grandson, but more so I could watch television in their room while they were gone. The next day, we said our goodbyes, and I watched them drive down the long dirt road. As soon as the dust in the air had settled, I rocketed to their bedroom and turned on the TV. Luckily, they had Netflix because there wasn't a cable reception here. I went ham. I watched stuff I don't even like, just because I could. After hours of binge watching, I fell asleep. I woke up not too long after because the chickens in the chicken coop were going crazy. I figured the dog got in there again and started running amok, so I put on my jacket and headed down the stairs. Now, the closer I got to the chicken coop, the more I realized that these chickens sounded extremely distraught. What the hell could that dog be doing? I turned my walk into a quick pace, and as I got right outside where the chickens were, I heard a noise that I only can describe as somebody fisting a jar of mayonnaise. I am going to kill that dog, I said to myself. I pushed open the door, and what I saw next, I will never forget. Old man Johnson from down the street was having sex with a chicken. That's right, he was going to town on one of my grandmother's poor chickens. A chicken we eat, I might mention. He didn't notice me, so in my most intimidating voice I said, "What the fuck are you doing to that chicken? Put him down and leave. And nobody has to know about this, friend." Old man Jensen gave me a look that sent shivers down my spine. After an intense but brief stare down, he said to me, "Do you like watching me fuck this chicken?" I shot him a disgusted look and said, "No, and you need to leave." Without warning, he began charging at me. Luckily for me, I ran track in high school. I jetted across the farm and right back into my grandparents' house. I slammed the door shut and went to the phone my grandmother left for me in case of emergency. I called the sheriff and told him there was somebody in the chicken coop fucking the chicken. Without realizing how silly that sounded, in an irritated voice, he replied, "Is this some kind of prank?" Before I could say no, the line went dead. Damn it, I thought. I went back into the other room to make sure I locked the door when it was opened. Swaying in the wind, like a piece of trash somebody left behind because they were too lazy to properly dispose of it. My eyes scanned across the dimly lit room, looking for any sign of intrusion, when I heard a noise. I turned around and realized it was coming from the patio. The closer I had crept towards the noise, the louder it grew, until I walked around the corner and saw the chicken fucker rocking back and forth in my grandfather's rocking chair. He was staring off into the distance, but he must have heard me breathing because he asked in such a calm and creepy voice, "Do you know why I fuck chickens?" I said, "I don't care why you fuck chickens, but I do care about getting you out of here. So you need to leave before I grab Lucille." My grandfather kept an old Louisville Slugger for coons, but I was ready to use it on this motherfucker, that's for sure. He wouldn't budge, so I said, "All right, buddy, I'm going to get Lucille." I turned around and went to the kitchen and grabbed Lucille and returned, but by the time I did all that, he was gone. He must have scurried off through the back. Sick bastard, I thought. There was a note left behind on the chair he was sitting in. It read this: "Chickens and humans can live as one, but not when prejudice stands in front of us, disparaging rude and judgmental remarks." To this day, I have no idea what the fuck that was supposed to mean. But all I know is, I hope I never meet that son of a bitch again, or I might have to scramble his eggs.